Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I hope everybody's doing well. First off, thanks for watching and subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, do so. That'd be great. So I had a lot of people hit me up some DMs, Facebook messages, this, that, and the other. Want to know why I hadn't made a video lately, and anybody that watches the weather can kind of figure that one out. So Kentucky got hammered. First we got hail, tornadoes, floods, anything you can imagine. We got pretty bad around here. The river's crested worse than it has since, I don't know, maybe 60 years ago or something like that. But it's been really, really bad. So I haven't had a lot of time to do any work. And let's say the work that I had time to do was not on current projects. So most of my cars were in garages, thank goodness. However, most of my newer stuff, Beater Boss was outside, my son's Silver Fox was outside, my new truck, the Bronco, the F-150, and basically all my little project cars that I had sitting around that are just project cars. I didn't have anywhere to put any of that stuff. And a lot of people say, well, you could have found a place. Yeah, but the first hailstorm warning we got was at 4:30 in the morning, and they didn't say anything about hail, so it just is what it is. So between getting housework, estimates, dealing with insurance, keeping the yard mowed, my in-laws came down. Brandon and his family were here for almost 2 weeks, so they just left last Wednesday. So they were here visiting, which was awesome. Just been a crap year so far. Now, that being said, there's a lot of people in Alabama and places down there that lost houses and homes, and I pray for those people. And all I got was some hail damage, and I can fix that. So that being said, the thumbnail today is probably going to be it all went to hail or something to that effect. And I'm also working on. Sorry, back. Hold on. Yeah, I live next to an airport. That's kind of how it is. Always next to an airport. So that being said, I'm working on the black 95 Lightning. I'm going to call her Midnight. For those of you seen the video, I sold the black 93 Cobra and I sold the white 95 Lightning. And I sold those to buy another car. And let's just say the asshole sold it out from under me. Now, he knew, I'm not going to make this video about that. Just going to let you know why there's a couple cars missing. He knew that I had to sell those two cars to buy it, and he was cool with that, but he went ahead and sold it out for me anyway. That's just life. I don't do that to people. And karma's a bitch, so we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, we'll get on what I'm doing. First, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing to Midnight. I just want to let you know why the black car and the white Lightning are missing. So let's check this out real quick. All right, so this is Midnight right here. Got some rust. I done cut that out. I'll show you a little bit more on that. I've got a patch panel over here with the piece I've got. Now this is one hell of a patch panel. I'm not using anywhere near that. This is my little cutout patch that had already been fixed once before. They use Bondo and fiberglass, and that doesn't hold. Now my inner wheelhouse, which I have, I just got this up here to show you guys that you can buy those too. LMR doesn't sell that part, or at least I didn't see it on their website, so I got those off eBay for the white 95. But I did get this patch from LMR. You can tell it's damaged. That being said, it's not everything I get from them is damaged. But yeah, so that's what I'm working on right now. So I'm going to show you the hood on the Bronco. So the Bronco is done already. I'm working on, if those you can see behind me, the Boss. I did get the hood and the fenders on, and then everything went to shit. Now luckily I painted the hood and the fenders off the car. They were in the garage when it hit, so they didn't get damaged. So that's less panels I got to fix or replace. But it is what it is. Shit happens. So without further ado, let me show you the hood for the Bronco. All right, so I'm not really sure how well you can see all those 300 or 400 dents, but that's let's see. I don't know how well you can make that on camera, but it's beat all to hell. It's pretty bad. So yeah, we'll walk up here and I'll show you the hood on the Bronco. And I don't have a stripe on it yet, but I did get it ordered. But I gotta wait probably a month before I put the stripe on. Let that paint cure pretty good. We'll show you the roof on the Boss. It's disgusting. So if you wonder why I'm filming, this is kind of why. It just kind of brings you down, right? So that's the hit here. All these big dents. Trunk lid got hammered, so I need a new trunk lid. F-150. Now this is a metal truck. The hood is aluminum. The sides are fine. The roof got a couple small dings, but the hood's aluminum, and you can see they got beat all to hell. The sides are pretty good. I didn't get much on that. Now, the Super Duty, oh shit. They wrote up, replace hood, roof skin, all four doors, both front fenders. Now, with that being said, the parts on the Super Duty truck, super cheap. Every panel on that truck, sheet metal, I can buy for less than $3,000. Explain to me why they're $80,000 trucks. I don't know. So, here's Bronco. Gleaming. Hell yeah. Color match. Almost perfect. As perfect as you can get. Turned out amazing. Now, I still gotta, like I said, I gotta put the rest of the stripe on. But it looks good. Now, she did get a couple little small dingers. There's a little one here and a couple down the side, but that we can fix with paintless dent removal. Her Lincoln, I think they're gonna total it. It's bad. You can see all that. Really, beat all the chrome trims beat up, Bruce all beat up. Now, luckily, the trunk and the hood, they're fiberglass. But the quarters, let's see, this one is not the worst. There's a couple up through here. I think this side got it the worst. Yeah, this side's got about 50 dents up this dog leg right here. And there's a bunch down the side. So now this Fox, the roof's not bad. It's got a couple small ones. The hood, I don't want to do with the hood. Luckily it's silver, it's not too bad. It sucks. But in all honesty, let me show you something real quick. I painted this car almost 12 years ago. It's with Omni and it's set outside since I painted it. It's been getting thin spots in the clear. It's got one here. And I think there's one on the edge of the wing right here. So, yeah. So that's what silver does out in the sun. So honestly, we were gonna do some paint work to the silver car either this year or next year. That just gives an excuse to repaint the whole car, and we're probably gonna put a cowl hood on it. So it does suck. It does make you sick, but like I said, at the end of the day, I didn't lose my house. I didn't lose any of my cars. They're just beat up. It does slow you down. It does take some wind out of your sails, but what do they say, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, whatever that saying goes. And that's what I'm doing. Project Midnight, the Lightning here. I got the transmission rebuilt. It runs and drives awesome now, so I'm going to probably keep this truck. I'm going to mess with it a little bit. It's got a roll pan on the back. See down there, it's got a shitty roll pan. And that's really it. The truck is super solid. This side doesn't have any rust whatsoever anywhere. It's got one little shitty body up shop repair right here from back in the 90s somewhere. But yeah, it got a couple small ones in the hood. I think there's one or two here and one in the front. Like I said, the older metal cars, they held up really well. The Pace car, it's only got maybe 4 dings in it. And it was sitting over there in the driveway. I had his silver car tucked in here real tight to the trailer, and I had car covering stuff on it, some other stuff, but it still got some dingers in it. But we did what we could do. So we'll get back to this panel here real quick. I'll show you what I'm doing. Sorry about that. It's probably as close as you ever want to get to my ugly mug. All right, we'll get in here. We'll talk this out real bit. Now, this is your inner wheelhouse. It's got some rust. It's very solid. It's just surface rust. Now, what I do is I ground it down first to find out where the metal was solid and where there's no rust. Cleaned all this out up in here really well on both sides. Then I'll cut it to where I want it for there, and then I cut down in here all the way around and take that piece off to find your spot welds that hold your quarter onto your inner wheelhouse. So it's got 1, 2, 3, just 4 spot welds, and that's that section that holds on the bedside to the inner wheelhouse. So I'm going to cut the patch, and when I cut the patch out of that new one over there, I'll cut it past here and bring it probably all the way up here. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep it out of this factory arch right here. I don't want to get into that. The factory arch is beautiful, and I've seen a lot of guys that put the full patch in these trucks, and you could see it from a mile away that they put the whole patch. My thing is I'm only going to replace what I need to replace, not what the piece they sent me. So I wish somebody would make just like a wheel arch patch, because a lot of these trucks just need this little piece put in. Yeah. Now, they do make full bed sides. I bought those for the white 95. I didn't use them. I did tell the guy that bought the truck that he could buy them for what I paid for them, and he said he didn't want to buy them right now. So I've got a full set of short wheelbase Lightning bed sides, right and left, and I think I got the shipping, I want to say, I think 14 or 1600. If somebody's interested in them, hit me up, because I'm not going to use them. This patch will hold on this truck probably another 50 years once it's welded back in, so I don't have no need to put bed sides on anything right now. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, this one is, you can see where they used Bondo and whatever, fiberglass to fix it last time. I'm going to find my correct arch on this piece here. You can either use tape to cut it out, however you want to do it, or you can scribe it with a scribe or a drill bit or a straight screwdriver tip, anything just to scratch the paint. Normally what I like to do, I use a piece of tape. I run the tape up here and then I'll arch it out right through here and then down through here and then cut it and then mock it up. And this is the inner, like I said before. I didn't see these on LMR's website. This is the part number. I don't know. I think they're both the same, but that's the part number. That's the left hand, so that is the driver's side. I got lucky. They were up in the house. So, but yeah. Now, if you wanted to, if your inner wheelhouse hatted, is that a word? Hatted? If your inner wheelhouse had rust, you could overextend the outer bedside cut past what you need where the rust is, and then actually just use this as a patch. You wouldn't have to put the whole thing in, but it's so easy to put it in. I mean, there's like a couple little welds up in the bed to replace this whole piece. I don't know why you would half-ass it and not use the whole thing if you had it. So, but yeah. And with that being said, I know you're thinking, well, you're half-assing the bedside. No, I'm repairing it correctly. I don't need to put all this metal in there. I don't need it. But that piece right there is so easy to replace. It ain't like I got to take the whole bedside off just to replace the whole side. That would be really unneeded. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use my little, let's see what I got here real quick. So I'm using this right here, a little 3M side grinder to get up in there and just knock off all these spot welds right here to get this piece of metal out. And then I'll go in my grinder, I'm going to clean this up, put some etch primer, some regular primer, some weld through primer, and weld the patch in. So yeah, so that's where I've been. Just a little unmotivated. I'm sure everybody gets that, I hope. And shit happens in life. Project Frankenstein's ready for paint, and we're gonna get the S351 ready for paint. She's ready to go. So yeah, we got nice weather now, hopefully for a while. Now, that being said, it's supposed to rain again all damn next week, so I'm gonna try to work today and tomorrow, maybe some on Monday. We'll see how that goes. But we want to get Frankenstein painted and get the other one painted. So, all right, let's get this knocked out. All right, so I got it trimmed and cut. This is all the more I'm using right through here. Now, I got a nice little gap here, about an 1/8 inch gap here between the old bed and the new patch. Now, you can either cut your bed further up here, which I'm not going to do. I'll take this patch back off and I'll measure the distance between this tape line down, and then I'll trim the rest of this off right through here, and then get a nice 1/8 inch gap all the way around and weld it back in. And it's pretty much about that easy. Now, on the back, up in here, oh sorry, we'll walk over here. Sorry. But through the arch, right through here, you're gonna drill a couple holes for some spot welds so you can weld the patch back to your inner wheelhouse. Like I said, this is the inner wheelhouse. You wanna weld those two together to this piece right through here. Now, I will say, this angle right here on this patch isn't worth the shit. I had to bend it down about probably 20 degrees to get it to fit the inner wheel arch. I mocked it up to this repo part and it didn't fit this at all, and I thought, well, maybe it's the inner wheelhouse, but no. I come over here and put my patch in, and you can see the angle we got right here on this bed. See how it angles down the wheel arch from the factory? You want to get that the same way, and it's kind of got a little recess in the center too, and I'm trying to mock that up. I'm bending it back in the center as I weld it in to get it recessed like the factory arch. So yeah, we'll have the bedside fixed today. We're probably gonna get some primer on it and let it go. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with paint on it right now as far as painting the truck. Y'all know I have enough shit to paint, so I gotta get Krispy Kreme painted and Phil Snake painted, and I gotta do something with the beat up boss, we're gonna call it now. Not budget boss, the beater boss. But so that's the new name for the boss, the beat up boss. So anybody wants a good deal on a Boss 302, hit me up, foxjunk73@gmail.com. Yeah, let me know. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead, get this patch trimmed down a little bit further, get it down where it fits nice. It fits in really nice with a nice 1/8 inch gap all the way around, so I can gap weld it in, and then get the MIG welder out and we'll start welding on this thing. All right, I got everything mocked up, ready to go, roll it in, and show you something that's just kind of pathetic. Baker, what are you doing? Yeah, what a life you got. So that's Baker. Gypsy's back there in a car sleeping. Little white black cat, so she's chilling out. So show you what I got here real quick. All right, got it cut out. Get some black edge primer put on there. I got the holes drilled for the arch, for the patch panel. I'll go ahead and set it in place and tack it in. All right, so got my panel set in. Everything lines up super nice. Got a nice little gap, 1/16 of an inch, all the way down through here. It's a little bit fatter right here, but that's fine. Now when you're working this, I always keep, let's see, where did it go? It's right here. I always keep a rag with some water and a bottle of water, made like a squirt bottle. That way you can keep a little water on that rag. So as you're welding, you can blot it down through there so you don't heat that panel up and it warps. Seen a lot of guys warp panels. But so I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go up to the house, give me another bottle of water, I'm thirsty. Get that welded in and grind it down and see how much fiber fill we gotta put on it. Shouldn't be much, very light skim coat. It's looking super, super nice compared to what it looked like. And bam, just like that, rust is gone, arch is nice and worked out. I'm gonna go in, I've got this dressed out with some 36 on a side grinder. I'm gonna put a little filler in there, not much. It's actually pretty straight. Got a little low spot right here, maybe one right here, but that's unavoidable. That sheet metal's really thin, but it turned out super nice so far. So I'm gonna get a little filler mixed up. I got some feather fill, not Bondo. What that is just kind of like low strand fiberglass. It sands like filler. So yeah, sorry it's been a minute since I made a video. I'll see what I'm talking about. This is some Evercoat. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's just a short strand fiberglass. Then if I missed a pinhole or something like that, it'd keep moisture out and all that other stuff. So it should be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and get one skim coat put on there, cut that down, and get some primer put on it. See what it looks like with some primer on it. All right, so tried this new black urethane primer my son bought. He's got an 03 Cobra he's working on here, and he put black primer on it. I don't know about it. So I'll show you what it looks like. Turned out pretty good. The arch is good. The lines are good. It's gonna need to be blocked. Had a few pinholes in it, so I'll put a shitload of primer on it. So let's check it out real quick. All right, yeah, looks way better than rust. So the plan is the back roll, this body line right here, whoever had this truck, I don't know if you can tell, it's not straight black, it's got some metallic in it. So I'm gonna get have them make me a quarter single stage off the gas cap doors, then wet sand from the body line down, and then just paint this bedside for now until I decide what I'm gonna do, whether I'm gonna paint the whole truck next year or what I'm gonna do with it. So that's the video for today. Sorry it's been a while. If you got any questions or comments, you can hit me up below or foxjunk73@gmail.com. Yep, just trying to stay busy, fix some hell dents, and keep on living. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and just remember, it's not just junk, it's Fox Junk. You all have a good day.